This episode is brought to you by MedBridge Education. Log into medbridgeeducation.com/TN Therapy Outsource. Use the promo code Dr. Mike or alternative to get $200 discount or over 40% off. Gain access to 1,000 plus online courses, compliance training, certification preps, program, and so much more. So again, thank you very much. Enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike Chu again, physical therapist. And why did I say that? Alternative. This is basically for Alternative Careers Group. So again, welcome. Thank you very much for joining and watching and listening to our Alternative Careers Group. Today we have a special guest. His name is Mr. Bill Daly. He's actually a physical therapist and a utilization reviewer. And he's going to help us out how to start our career, how to be the best that we can be, and how to find this online career that everybody's looking for. So last time I talked to him, I asked him, "Hey, where are you at, Bill?" "Well, I'm here at home working." And you know what's funny? We were just talking before we started that his wife also works for VIP, the VIP kid. So just imagine him and his wife, they're at home enjoying their time of their life, being with their kids and being the best that they can be, and not being stressed out with home health, nursing home, or outpatient asking for productivity. So we have this special guest. Let's learn a lot from him and be the best that we can be with Bill. So again, thank you very much, Mr. Bill. Appreciate you. So where are you from, Bill?
Hey, Mike, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. I currently live in Tennessee, originally from Florida. I have a bachelor's in physical therapy, graduated in 1999 from Florida A&M University. I've got a background in outpatient and skilled nursing, and have never tried home health. I just was turned off by it while I was in PT school because I heard some horror stories, so I never attempted it.
Oh, wow. You mentioned 1999, graduated. I finished 1999 too. So those were the days, right?
This is the second career for me. I went back, so I'm a little bit older than the average person would be graduating in 1999.
Man, you look so young. You look so fit. I saw one of your picture in Facebook playing the drums, and you got this really fit body. So, oh gosh. Well, anyway, tell us what you do now, Bill. Tell us what you do.
Well, for one, while I was in skilled nursing, I was constantly getting bombarded from my director to ramp all the patients up to a 720 rug level. And that, it was just getting old. I mean, here I'm the one doing the evaluations, and then I'm being told by somebody who's never seen the patient, "Hey, this is what you're going to do with them." So, I mean, this went on for, a while, for a few years, every facility I worked in, but the last one was the worst. And so I was like, what can I do to help fight this? Because I couldn't sleep at night. So one night I Googled work from home PT jobs in Franklin, Tennessee. Up pops Navi Health, the company I'm currently working for, through a recruiter. So I applied to it, and I got a call the next morning. Recruiter wanted to interview me, so they did. I answered the 10 questions. They submitted them to Navi. Navi came back and said, "We want a formal interview with him." So I interviewed the next week, and then the day after the interview, I was offered the position. So the position is in utilization management, and I was first a pre-service coordinator, where I would get new authorizations from providers. The patient could be in any setting. They could be in the acute hospital. They could be in long-term acute hospital, which is LTAC. They could be in an inpatient rehab facility, an IRF. They could already be in a skilled nursing facility, either or in long-term care. They could be at home. They could be in a group home. They could be anywhere. And we get the authorization from that provider, and then I would go through and look at the clinicals to see if this member, or that's what we call them members, not patients, if they qualified for therapy or not. You know, I would get the clinical information. I'd have to look first to see if the information is up to date. So if the clinicals have to be within 48 hours of submitting the authorization. So I have to do that, make sure that that's there. I've got to check everything in the patient's chart, make sure their birth date matches up with the birth date on the clinicals, and make sure they're still eligible under their insurance plan. It'll tell me that in their chart. And so, you know, once the clinicals are all there and everything's good to go and up to date, then I have to read through the clinicals, and then I take the pertinent information in that clinical and I put it on what's called a PAC note. So we use, they call it a PAC note. So I transfer, you know, the reason why they were admitted to the hospital, if they were admitted to the hospital. And then I put their past medical history, then I put their prior level of function, and then I go to the PT notes, put their current level of function in, I do all that. And then we have a software that we use called NH Predict. And I put that physical therapy or the PT, OT, speech information into that NH Predict software, which it's on the front of the patient's file. So I just run that information through, boom, 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 boom. Then I press enter at the end, and then it gives me feedback on, or parameters for if the patient qualifies for the next level of treatment or not.
So you're the guys who approves it or not, or you facilitate the application?
No, I can approve. I have that authority, but I cannot deny. If I see that the member is not a good candidate for the next level of care, and the reason why I'm saying next level of care is because, you know, we do approvals or denials for skilled nursing, for inpatient rehab, and for long-term acute hospital LTAC. So if I see that the member, you know, I don't think that what's being requested is what this member needs, you know, I might say, hey, you know, they don't need skilled nursing. They can actually go home with home health. They have some caregivers at home. They can do that, or they need long-term care under Part B services. So what I do is at that point, then I would send it to our medical director. They review the case, and if they agree with me, they'll message me back through it's called the MDR, Medical Director Review. They message me back through there and say, offer a peer-to-peer. So a peer-to-peer is where our physician and the member's physician would discuss the case. So I will call the provider and I'll say, you know, after reviewing so-and-so's chart, I sent it to the medical director. The medical director reviewed it too, and they do not agree with what you're requesting. We both believe that the member would benefit from this other, you know, setting. So our medical director is offering a peer-to-peer. And here is the information to call for this member's physician to call in to speak with our physician. And we are giving you a deadline. So we give them like 24 hours. So if it's say say if it's 1 o'clock in the
Hmm.
afternoon,
So do you?
I would say you have the member's physician has until noon tomorrow to call in, and then if we do not receive a call back, we will proceed with the determination.
So this
So
decision here, you coordinate with whom? With the facility themselves, you and the facility, or member?
it's with the facility.
Okay, all right.
Everything is coordinated through the case manager or social worker, whoever it is that
Mhm.
submits it, or liaison. Everything is coordinated through them, and then they go and ask the treating physician, and it could be a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant too. It doesn't have to be an MD.
Okay, that's so good.
But it can't be a PT, an OT, or a speech therapist, or just a nurse. It's got to be nurse practitioner, physician's
Hmm.
assistant, or physician, and then
Okay.
they'll relay the information to them, and then they make the choice of if they want to do the peer-to-peer or not. Sometimes the provider will call back and say, hey, Dr. So-and-so doesn't or declines the peer-to-peer, go ahead and make your determination. Or our physician will get a phone call, Dr. So-and-so, I'd like to do a peer-to-peer and discuss this case for so-and-so with you. And sometimes the patient's physician does give good information and persuades our physician to approve the case. But I would say 90% of the time, the case is usually denied.
Mm, okay. So so basically, you're in that middle part.
Yeah, and just for FYI, I am no longer in that position. I'm in a totally different position with Navi Health. I'm a
Mm,
denials coordinator now, so that was my old role that I did that.
okay. All right. So you're the denial guy.
Yeah. Well, no, as a denials coordinator. Once the member is denied, then we have they call it a queue or a portal, and all the denied cases go into the denials team's queue. And so I'll go in and see, oh yeah, okay, there's 3 or 4 in there. I grab one, and then I type up the denials letter now.
Oh wow.
So after the fact, I'm on the back end of it now instead of the front end.
Oh wow. Well, anyway, this. Let me ask you this, since I'm a clinician, since I'm still a clinician. Is there a does our documentation really weighs when you decide the denial? Do you really read our narrative when I say, hey, this patient is really homebound, or this patient really needs physical therapy still because of all this standardized scores are still low?
Yes, we definitely read all the documentation, especially with therapy. That's where I always went through the therapy with a fine-tooth comb.
Mm-hmm.
But if a patient is, let's say, they're functioning at a supervision level, I mean, and even if they have, if they have dementia, of course, they're not following. Well, it just depends on the level of dementia. If they're not following commands, that still wouldn't qualify them for therapy. We would probably refer them to home health or long-term care for Part
Really?
B services.
Mm.
So, I mean, every case, it's every member is treated accordingly on a case-by-case basis. So everybody's different. I mean, I've had patients in the past where they were at a supervision level, but they had like 15 steps to enter their home and did not have a caregiver. They lived alone. So we would approve a short skilled nursing stay for them to work on stairs training.
Hmm. Okay. So for our
But if that
for for the people who are listening right now, even though our group is called Alternative Careers Group, our documentation is very important. I mean, like what Bill said, this is the guy that the denials coordinator. We really need to be on top of our documentation and paint a really really good picture for our patient, because this is just the things that we do. I know we do a lot of what you call this hands-on treatment, but it's the reason why we're really here to provide a painting a good picture for our patients so they could see what we're really doing. Hopefully someday we can just take a video of this patient, you know, and show them, hey, this is what their situation, and it's just they still really need help. Someday, hopefully someday we do that, right?
but just that example of that patient, that's one of the reasons why documentation is important. What if that therapist had left out that member did not have 15 steps to enter their home and lived alone? Well, we would have, I would have probably called and offered a peer-to-peer and said this, we think this member should go home with home health. And because that therapist documented that this member has 15 steps to enter their home, they live alone, they do not have an available caregiver, that let this patient actually get the proper post-acute care.
That's so
That's
true.
why documentation is very, very important.
That's so true.
And especially since, we're sitting behind a desk, we're not evaluating the patient in person like that therapist is, So you really have to document very thoroughly for us to get the picture of what's going on with this member.
That's so true. I worked at the hospital one time, and then we just click just the clicking thing and not even thinking about that. So we get a lot of denials, patients going to the nursing home because of this. And, I guess this is what's happening now. Because in the hospital, the documentation is just very, very simple. You're not even, nobody's even scrutinizing it. So, yeah. So we really
Yeah,
need to be
when
on
I
top of
worked
it, if you're a therapist right now. Even though our group is called Alternative Careers Group and trying to get out of this situation. So yeah, let's go back to our topic, Bill, to the utilization management guy. So what are the benefits of being working at home, like what you mentioned?
Oh, I love working from home. I mean, for one of the biggest benefits is you don't have to commute. You don't have to drive in traffic. You don't have to get uptight because you're driving in all that traffic. You save gas. You save wear and tear on gas. You save wear and tear on yourself because you're not driving in that traffic, pulling your hair out. Um, for me, it's like I get to eat because I like to, eat pretty healthy. So I get to eat out of my refrigerator instead of, maybe being tempted to go out to eat, while I'm working or because I don't have time to make my lunch in the morning or something like that. And I get to, exercise more frequently because I don't have that commute to work and after work. So I can work out, before work. I can work out on my lunchtime. I can work out right after work. And the other beauty of it is my wife is home. She homeschools our daughter, and so we're all here together. We all have lunch together, and I get to see them, and yeah, that's great. I love working from home.
Now I'm jealous, man. I'm like driving all over. Like
I
yesterday,
think
I
the
drive
only
all the
way
way
I
like
could
2 hours away. Gosh. Today, after
I
this
think the
interview,
only way
we're
I
going to Clarksville. I'm going to drive my wife and go to her store there. So she's driving all the time. Now you're there at
yeah.
home, being with your kid, with your daughter and your wife, and it's just like, oh well. So if you guys are, if you are listening right now at our Alternative Careers Group, We're also sharing this to one of my group called League of Extraordinary Filipino Therapists. Check out Bill. He's really good. We're actually going to launch a course. Wherein I will interview Bill for 4 weeks about how to start being a utilization reviewer, how to find companies that offer this type of job, how to match your resume, and that way you can apply to be like him, start being a UR, utilization reviewer, and then hopefully someday can be a denial coordinator. You be the person who denies, boom, and be the best that you can be, because there are some people out there who are, not Bill, he's physically fit, but there are a lot of therapists out there who are actually not really homebound, but they have disabilities, back issues. Some I met some people in our group. They had cancer and they need to stay at home. And some people they can't find a job in their local area. And this will be a perfect fit for you guys if you are really, detail oriented and wants to be the best that you can be at home. This coming June, this is that right, Bill? This coming June, we're
Correct.
gonna be interviewing Bill for 4 weeks. He's gonna present us, some tips and tricks and how to get in to his actual company. I think he's coached like 4 or 5 people or therapists, and now they're all on board in his company and being the best that they can be and working at home. Who doesn't want to work at home? Everybody wants to work at home. My wife, she's a nurse. She works at home doing all this selling online, and she has a physical store, and at the same time she's selling stuff online on eBay and stuff like that. And any more tips that we can have from you, Bill, before I let you go?
Well, just if this is what you want to do, just make sure you are passionate about doing this type of job. I mean, I became passionate because of all the unethical things that I was witnessing while I was in skilled nursing. And I'm going to say it, I witnessed a lot of fraud, insurance fraud. And that's what my passion was. I vowed to put a stop to it, and I wanted a position like this, and it just came to me, and I was just like, wow, this is what I'm looking for, so I can be a part of it. And now I can sleep at night. I used to have trouble sleeping. I could not sleep when I was in skilled nursing. But now I rest well at night. I feel good when I get off work. Like, I don't feel dirty, so to speak, using that as a figure of speech. I just felt dirty doing some of the things that I was doing in skilled nursing. And man, it's just such a breath of fresh air to be doing what I'm doing now.
There you go. There you go. That's our uh, challenge for you today, guys. If you are listening right now and you're stressed out, and like what Bill said, you feel dirty with the productivity requirements that they're asking you to do, you have a choice. Bill had a choice, either to stay or get out. What he did is he took action on it, and he went out and found an alternative career, and he took action on it. And that's my challenge for you today. That's our challenge for today, me and Bill. If you're not part of the solution, you're actually part of the problem. Bill has found a solution to it and finding it and being the best that he can be. If you are stressed out in your job, I mean, nobody's forcing you to do it. Bill wasn't forced to do it, but he just decided, I'm not going to stay with this. I'm going to get out of this. But if you're there right now and you're not blooming, you bloom where you're planted, and then get out, get out and find that alternative career. There are a lot of careers out there, not just being a therapist. Bill found this and he's blooming and he's getting better at it. Now he's going racing up at the ranks. We'll never know. Someday Bill will be the president of Navi Health. Look at that smile. He will someday. Or declaring that. All right. Again, any one last tip. And again, Bill, how we can reach you? How can we reach you?
You can reach me on Facebook through the Alternative Careers Facebook page. I'm more than happy to answer some questions and give some good information and feedback.
Awesome. Again, thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate you. And like what I said, this coming March, we're going to interview him again for 4 weeks. We're going to be putting up some PowerPoints for you guys. That way we can be the best that you can be. And I think this May, we still have Jennifer Trevino. We've got 2 more weeks with her about the home modification thing. And then after that, we'll interview Bill. And that way we can provide and serve more of this group. Again, thank you very much. Appreciate you and have a great day. Thank you, Bill.
All right. Thanks for having me, Mike. You have a great day too.
Awesome. Thank you for listening to our show for today. Again, if you need education, you need CEU courses, log into medbridgeeducation.com/TN Therapy Outsource. Use the promo code Dr. Mike or Alternative. Again, thank you very much for watching our show. God bless you. And always remember, movement matters to your brain matter. God bless you and have a great day. Bye-bye.